The Saudi Air Force is moving right now. Where are you from? Who do you belong to? I belong to Ashaddadi. These are also some of the vehicles that were given by the aggressive forces and the aggressive alliance to Al-Awadi and his troops. And these were all given by Saudi Arabia and the Emirates. These are the vehicles for the mercenaries that were burned. This is thanks to God Almighty. Also, other vehicles that were left behind after they fled the battlefield. This is a tank that is advancing. This is also artillery.
استهداف هذه التجمعات من قبل أبطال الجيش واللجان الشعبية ويتم سقوط عدد كبير من القتلى والجرحى والبقية يولوا.
This is one of the mercenaries running away, fleeing the area. Here we can see that these gatherings for the mercenaries will be targeted by our popular forces, and some of them will be killed, others will be wounded, and some will also flee the area. They are gathered in that area. And they are running away right now. They are fleeing towards Ma'rib before they cut the route. They are fleeing. This is a collective flee. These are one of the people of the area who is welcoming the popular forces, and he's telling them that the enemy has fled towards Ma'rib. They're not here or there, they're running away. This is one of the residents of the area. It was only the killer. It was the killer who brought them in. This is the area which was controlled by Yasser al-Awadi and who mobilized many of the mercenaries. These are several of the trophies and arms that were confiscated after controlling that area. Many of them will be displayed later on. The residents have also welcomed the popular forces and the army because they have suffered so much because of the conspiracies of Yasser al-Awadi and the aggressive forces, and therefore they were happy to greet the popular forces and the army. This is the headquarters for Yasser al-Awadi. That is the house, the residence of Yasser al-Awadi, who was the traitor, and he had prepared it as a headquarter for his conspiracies, and also many of the arms it was given were put in this house. This is one of the mercenaries that was only for a few reals, for Saudi reals, also sold his country. Some of the traders brought in these arms to collaborate against their people, against their country. These are grenades. and also some bombs, TNT. These are only some of the rockets that we were able to retrieve from the traitor Yasser al-Awadi. The popular forces are taking out everything from the house of Yasser al-Awadi. There are huge amounts of uniforms and military equipment. They were only using these to destabilize the situation in Yemen. These are just some of the artillery that were left behind. They said that they are from the tribes of Bayda, and what we have here, it proves that it's the opposite. They're not even from the tribes. They are just mercenaries, that they are criminal and takfiri forces. And also, in order to liberate Radman, our forces also launched the operation, which is bigger and more important, which is to advance towards the areas of the enemy. And we're also able to inflict heavy losses against the enemy, despite the shelling of the aggressive forces and air force in the area of Ganya. After they were defeated, we were also able to enter those areas, also purifying the area of Abdiya and clearing the area of all the traitors and mercenaries. The time to conduct this operation took around 3 days, and there were several parts. First of all, we were able to liberate huge parts of the area and close to Ma'rib. More than 250 mercenaries fell in our hands, whether killed or wounded or prisoners or fled. And we were able also to retrieve and confiscate huge numbers of artillery, including shields and vehicles and armored vehicles, whether from Emirates or Saudi Arabia, and our unmanned forces were also able to liberate around 400 square kilometers in Bayda and Ma'rib, and we will, after the liberation of those areas in Bayda and Ma'rib, we're also able to bring the situation back to normal, let people go back to their normal lives. Our popular forces want to salute the role of the tribes of Bayda, who are very much supportive and work with the dignity of the people and in order to liberate the land, because treason and being mercenary and selling oneself for the sake of the enemies goes against our traditions, goes against our ethics and against our values. And this will be part of our campaign for independence and freedom. We were also able to liberate, and we thank all those tribes and the heads of tribes who remained beside their people and beside their country, despite all the threats against them, but they refused. They only wanted to be with themselves, with their people, with their sons, with their future, the sons of our dear brother, our dear people, our country, who are resilient, who are steadfast, who are fighting. Your popular forces are very close to strategic steps that are very significant, and this is part of our duty towards our country, towards Yemen, and this is our duty towards you, and this will be part of our dignity and our nobility, and you will be victorious in your ethics, in your values, and you will continue to be faithful to your popular forces and to your people and your army, and until we completely liberate Yemen, the Republic of Yemen, and we have complete liberty and freedom and sovereignty, and this it will be closed. We see see it close, though some people see it far, but this will be very close, as God has promised us. And may victory all be to the people and all the free people of the nation. We show you now some of the images of the liberation of the area of Ma'rib, as you can see in the screen next to us. This is an operation where we were able to completely liberate that strategic area and huge areas of Abdiya and Mahiliya, because these are areas inside the province of Ma'rib. These are the popular forces who are getting ready, preparing in order to start their plan and start their operation. These are groups of our fighters, our holy fighters, who are coming to liberate our land. And this is thanks to God Almighty. They are moving. This is one of the main battlefields, a very significant battlefield, because it was a stronghold for Daesh and Al-Qaeda and was one of the most important areas and a big fort for the Ma'rib area.